Welcome back to Factorio, the Hyperbase Revisited, episode number 15, I believe. I'm next to Blue Science's engine build. This is in our proper base. I was left with the possibility of having to rip this thing up. Rip this thing up in its entirety and move it down, but I looked a little bit at my situation, and I'm hoping that I can actually move one of these to go here, and if I can, then we can actually get an extra space up here. We can get this space, so we can have a 4-engine 20. So that's kind of what I'm hoping I can do. Let's start by picking up this. I've got the wrong armors on for my bots, but that's alright. So it would basically go there. You can go there. And then we would copy it. Does actually look like this is going to work, so I'm fairly happy at the moment. The bottom one there is not going to count. That's probably the last one that will count. So yeah, that looks like it will work, so I'm happy with that. Now, the other thing that I have done is in the mods, if we go to, well, first of all, let's save the game. This will be episode 15 by the time it starts happening. Oh yeah, that's right. It takes forever to do that. In fact, I don't know if I need to leave altogether. What I wanted to say is, let's just resume. I've actually reinstalled this waterfall mod. This is a very simplistic mod that I was using initially, and it wasn't updated for 1, but it has been updated for 18, and that's 0.18, Factorio version 0.18, which means I can use it. And basically this just lets you lay down water as though it's landfill, which might sound cheaty, but I mean, you could make a massively watery base that you put lots of landfill down and just leave holes, or you can use explosive mods to drill holes. This is just a simple way, a simple mechanic of getting around that. But it looks like I need to research this all over again. So let's do that and then go back to this research that we were part of the way through. We won't be able to complete it until I can fix up yellow and space science, but that's okay. There you go. We've finished that special research. So that enables me to, for example, make this water so that I can put a pump just like that, which is what I want to achieve. However, before we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the fast armor, and I'm going to fix up this whole area. I don't want to replant it per the blueprint. I just want to make sure that everything now works. Now we rotating inserters tends to grab modules out of the beacons, which is very bad. It would be good if it didn't do that, but it does. And then if you copy your beacons without their modules, you exacerbate the problem. Is this the row, or is it the row just behind? Just want to make sure that I have covered all of our missing beacons. We'll know in a moment because it will give us a theoretical, I think I've done this row already. It'll give us a theoretical of at least the amount that we need when I use max rate calculator. Oh, I should be in map mode to do this. 5.8, yeah, that's fine. And I know that pipes, of course, are too low, so I've got to work out which side has 3 pipe machines and which side has 4. There's 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's 3 pipe machines on this side, so they should have 4 beacons each. 4 beacons, 4 speed modules each per our tests. And on this side, we should probably give them like 2. I may have made it 1. I don't see any reason not to let it be 2. And I think I need to go through and just check, especially where there's requester chests like this, that there is actually a steel request of 24. It's wise to make these multiples of 4 because that's what bots are able to deliver. They're able to deliver 4, so making it a multiple of 4 seems to me to be wise, but I don't know how essential that actually is. 22 it says. Let's make it 24. That's probably a better idea. Oh, and the other thing is to limit the provision of items into here. We can't just middle mouse button click force it to be what we'd like, which would be nice if you could just do that, but you can't, so you need to use wire. Let's craft a little bit more. I want to limit maybe I should limit both to be on the safe side. So let's limit pipes. Oh, here we go. It takes a while to save this map. Let's limit pipes to less than 1,000. And maybe let's limit engines to less than 500. Only in the places where we absolutely need to. You don't want to create this stuff where you don't really need it. Okay, we've got the same thing going on here. Just use that sound. A little bit, I can barely hear the sound. So yeah, your criteria will be gear wheels less than 1,000. And yours will be engines less than 500, say. I don't mind them buffering up a little bit, it's just we don't want it too much. It's fine, you're fine. I'm obviously not concerned where it's just putting engines in here. Yes, here's another perfect example. I did sort all of this out on the blueprinted copy, but Never mind. Yeah, you're fine. Fine. Okay. Perfect example of why we need to control the amount that's being produced. We won't be at maximum throughput for a little while, so I'm not going to actually worry about it right at the second. All I'm going to do is set it up so that it will correct for the future. Okay, right, you've got all the things you need, engines and pipe. Pipe is less than. Okay. Fortunately, all of these adjustment machines are only in the first row, so that's the only row we need to worry about. You don't currently have any steel order in there. I could just leave it at 100, but let's make it 24. Now here, pipe less than 1,000, and engines, I guess I could copy these conditions. I still need to check them if I do that. Okay, that's fine. Here we go again. What happens with an unrestrained chest? You got nowhere to put any. So gears is less than, and engines less than 500. So that's basically a row in the chest. I think that's what gears. Yeah, basically one row of gears, one row of pipes, or one row of engines, depending on what it is. That's fine, although I think I would prefer that to be 24. You need steel. And you need a controlling mechanism. Where are we? Pipe. Less than 1,000. Engines. Less than 500. It would actually be worse if the engines block the pipes out from having somewhere to drop off their stuff. Is that all you need? Yeah, that is all you need. Again. Engines less than 500. And gear wheels this time less than 1,000. Okay. Once again. Engines less than 500. Pipe less than 1,000. Let's make you 24. Beautiful. So, if we do another max rate calculator now, it should say that we can do more than the 5715 that we need to be able to do. And that there's no shortage of anything here. There's not 5826, that's fine. So engines for blue science is fine. Now, I don't know what I want to do with you at the moment. I am going to want to plan out how big the refineries need to be, but I think I'm going to have to run back and get some refineries to see how that's going to work. And yeah, I don't have squeak through on this playthrough, so we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. And run back. So with a bit of luck, today we should see blue science restored to an ability to generate more or less the 8K that is required. I may need to tweak the red circuit production. I'm not sure if it allows for enough at the moment, because it was slightly different ratio in the previous science basis. So we need to get some oil refineries, and we need to reset up this water fill mechanism. Here we go. That's what this guy up here used to do. I think this is the only actual natural water on the whole map. So you now make water fill, and you can refill this box with water fill. We'll come back to you when you're done. Actually, if it's going to be this slow, maybe I need you to be one of these machines. And do you take productivity? No. Be sure you'll take this then. So I don't have to wait too long for your water fill. I don't actually need it to create a huge amount of the stuff. It's one of the things that we won't need to keep beyond a certain phase of our production. Okay, oil. Might be easiest if I just go in here and request oil refineries. Yeah, 10 for now. I don't actually think I need a huge number of oil refineries, so that is probably fine. Let me grab some water fill. So there's basically a design phase, and then there's fill it out phase, okay? We're in the design phase at the moment. This used to be our power facility. This is how I get rid of wood. When wood gets brought back here, it is brought along this belt, and it gets consumed up the top there. So yeah, that's how we get rid of wood. It probably only burns it during the night, but we have no wood at the moment. What is our 70k? So we've burnt about 2,000 stone, replacing our supply of rail, which is quite nice. Okay, let's head back to Blue Science. More Blue Science than where we were. Which was, well, shared oil, I guess, is kind of where we were. I am not 100% sure where I am at the moment. That's science, so it's still a little bit further down. Red science, green and blue science, and just down here is where we're trying to or will be trying to set up oil. So first of all, you and you have no impact anymore. Let's pick up those two. Right, so what I want to do is see if I can fit an oil refinery in here and surround it with beacons. The "and surround it with beacons" bit might be a problem. I don't necessarily need absolutely maxed out beacons. If we did basic oil, oh, it's down there where your petroleum is, okay. If you're there, are you getting benefit from these beacons? You're getting it from 4 beacons. Prod mods. We'll have to think about placement of some of these things. Oh, that's interesting. I could probably place some beacons at the back here, maybe, if I need to make up the numbers. I don't actually think I need that much oil, to be perfectly blunt. Oh, you guys are missing. They really shouldn't make it hard for you to run through these things. So what's your speed? Crafting speed 5.55. Okay. What is that worth? 3,896 petroleum. Okay. What is one of these going to consume? 8,190 petroleum. Oh. That's quite a lot, isn't it? That's actually a lot more than I was expecting. Yeah. One of these is only producing half the petroleum we need. Damn, there goes that theory. Okay, option 2. We do advanced oil, or we at least give ourselves space. So we're going to have to come back over here and we're going to have to move everything. So we might end up using this guy yet to move all of this construction back enough so that the oil can fit over here. And yeah, we might have to do cracking after all. I was expecting I'd need like a handful of these, not twice as many of these as I need of these for the consumption. I can certainly make these hit by a number more sources, which would boost what we're getting, but yeah, I'm going to need more beacons even. And I'm actually going to have to pause just here for a moment as well, as I have an errand I have to run. So we'll be back in a little bit. So welcome back, and yes, you may have guessed I've gone into my test world, because I wanted to get to nut out what's going on with these recipes. I'm not actually all that keen on the basic oil processing anymore, because if we do a max rate calculator over this, this is the 8 beacons. I've had to muck it around because this otherwise wouldn't directly connect, which doesn't really matter, but just for argument's sake for calculations, we're only making 6,000 of the petroleum that we need, because we only get 45 out of this machine. So we'd need an extra 36.5%. So it wouldn't just be 20, we'd need like basically 28 refining machines to produce the petroleum we'd need for our 20 machines. In fact, we can confirm that if we use the calculator. It's basically we need 8190 per each of these, times 20 divided by the actual production, which is 6,002. And sure, I'll put in the 0.1. 27.2, so in other words 28 machines, which is not so good. So yes, we need 28, or if we go with the advanced formula, we get 55 instead of 45 per machine. And that already means that we're getting 7335 instead of whatever it was, same as this actually. So we have to do something about these, which is a problem. But we're getting a lot more return from our petroleum. I mean, we could potentially make rocket fuel out of this to fuel the trains, but I don't know how much I could rely on that source. So again, if we start 8190 being the consumption of petroleum times 20, and then divide by, in this case, 7335.9, we get only 22 going on 23, which is a lot better. Obviously we're going to need to crack the light. So we're going to have to work out what we get out of cracking. This is where FNEI would be good if you could get it to work out, not FNEI. Hellmod, if you could make it pick up the correct number of modules and use them properly. Maybe I should load up Factory Planner, because that probably would. It's got issues of its own, but maybe it would work here. We'll save this as test sulfur. Test sulfur, quit out, go to mods, install. I think it's called Factory Planner. This is what I need to be searching under. Factory Planner. There it is. 170,000 downloads. That's fairly impressive. I don't know why something called Novus Day comes up with that search, but never mind. This shouldn't take but a moment. And we'll get back into our test scenario with the help of another mod, which shouldn't be using resource. Well, it should use resources fairly anyway if it uses resources, if we leave it installed. So here we are. So this is Factory Planner. Name and icon. Fine, you can be sulfur. And yeah, minute is what I want. No. Items. Okay. How do we... No. We're happy with that. Production. Add a product and left click to add a recipe. Sulfur is the product. How do we add... Oh, up there. Add a product. Right. No, not... is it sulfur? Yeah, it is sulfur. Amount. Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. I think it was like 2395. And left click to add a recipe. Yep, that's the recipe that we want. Now, the machines, yep, that's correct. This number must be incorrect. Maybe what I need to do is add blue science and just see what I'm supposed to be doing here. Blue science 8000. Blue science 8000. That says I need 4K. But that's not correct. Module, boom. Beacons, 8 beacons for the sulfur. Module, that one. 2. I think I need a new sub-factory, which is blue science. And that we can add in blue science to, oops, amount 8000. Click on that. Why can't I change this machine? Ah, that's why we can't. Maybe that's the problem in the first one as well. So we would be looking at 12 modules. Sorry, 12. We'd be looking at that times 4. Yes, that's correct. Beacons, we'd be looking at 12. 12 beacons with those modules. 2,857. Maybe I can do it all this way. Here we go. Right. Add modules, productivity modules. I see what the problem is. Doing it this way, we are not getting our 8,000 in the period of time that we need it, because we actually need 20 machines. So we want it to produce quickly. So this is telling me I actually only need 4 chemical plants. But if we're feeding directly from these chemical plants, see, I'd have to put them into some sort of storage that we could then load our train from. It would have to feed into 5 boxes, and then we'd have to feed our train from it. And I don't like, I'd rather just feed directly from the machines. So if that's what we're doing, but we want 20 machines, 4.025, so you actually need 5 machines anyway, but that's beside the point. Is there a way of deleting a product? Yes. Can chemical plant. Is there a way of setting the number of machines that you want rather than the amount of product? This claims I need 3.3. Product amount. Product sulfur. No. Oh, come on. This isn't what I wanted to do at all. I just love these machines. I'm sure these not machines, these helpers, I'm sure it makes sense to the guy who built it, but products, how do I add, go up? Okay, you, I want to just delete %. What's this? That's interesting. So if I went here, and that's saying 4, so if I said this was 20%, oh, you only need 0.8. What about if I say it's 500%? Now you need 20.1. All right. 498. There you go. So now we need exactly 20. No, 497. $19.97. There you go. So this way it's telling me I need the full 20 machines that I want to have deployed. So what we're after is how do we generate, or does it matter? We don't actually need this much petroleum per minute. We need like this much divided by 4.96. If I store it in tanks and then just go through my tank buffer. So then my 28 machines become 7. That's got to be a good option. Let's have a look. Basic oil processing. That's pretending we need 163, but if I change this to back to 100, we now only need 32k. And if we are using prod mods, and I think it's like 16 beacons. With those, we are down to 6 oil refineries only. I think that is probably what I want to go for. Okay, so sorry, I just had another little interruption. So yeah, this, because this means we have to fill tanks though. With the remaining quantity of fluid. Which I think is fine. So 6 oil refineries on the basic recipe and filling in tanks. And this whole thing is not going to make sense as described here. And do I have any normal landfill? I do. So that would be this guy times okay, I'll just copy the middle part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that end. 6. How balanced are you? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should be over here slightly. Maybe like so. And then copy. Okay, so we need some of that sort of thing, and some of that. Oh. They fixed it automatically. All right. So that would be the kind of setup then, and we would simply probably wouldn't have that guy there. That's going to be in the way. This is going to have to be more like this sort of thing. Actually, does this even make sense? Or we probably want to do this sort of thing. Just to force oil to where we actually need it to be. Ow. Which means we actually probably want to move this up a couple. Bring it a bit closer. And then I guess what the intention is to have all this kind of carry on. Back this way. Are we short of tanks? Okay, shouldn't be any more. And these guys connect up. So that should fill all of these tanks. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And then probably another row of pipe on this side. I don't know if we really need it. Maybe we do. Actually, no, I don't think we do, because on this side we are now basically trying to directly shoot this stuff into our sulfur. So it could be straight from here to wherever the sulfur is. Okay, let's get rid of that. Why are you not? Oh, because it's there. Either that or maybe I want it underneath the other one, so it would be there. With you coming through at that point. Clearly I need some chem plants. I don't need that many, but that's alright. And we need some more of these and some more of these. And we need water in each of these. I don't actually know what their water usage is. 30 a second multiplied by 20 is 600. No, we do want them all to have their own little water supply, otherwise it could get awkward. Tiles. Cannot build here. Let's get rid of all those. And let me just... Okay. Quickly apply this water. What? You have tiles. Do we not? We do have these tiles, but it doesn't want to use it. Oh, that's hopeless. I'm going to have to do all the water manually. So I'm not actually getting the same level of benefit that I was hoping for out of being in this little world. Okay, that's all of them. Now, landfill. You don't actually need any of this to still exist for the pumps to keep working. So we can just landfill it over and put back some beacons. And give the beacons some modules. And power. Okay, so that was an oversight. I don't want to have to move these guys. Just to save problems, I'm just going to throw these here. It's not where they're obviously going to be able to be in a live scenario, but for the sakes of this exercise, that's fine. And I guess what I want to do is just run it. Are you running? No, because you don't. Why would you need water? Oh, because your recipe hasn't been set. So, these things should fill up. These should... Oh. Whoops. These things should have rapidly hit their peak. That is an issue. The rate at which they're getting filled is a huge issue. Alright, how fast are these tanks getting filled now? Very uneven. So we might have to put pumps like here. I don't know about so much here. And we probably need pumps coming out of these tanks. I'm not 100% convinced. I mean, we could always just go, the numbers don't stack up. Let's add a couple more. Let's add a couple more machines. That's always an option. Now, I've deliberately run these down to halfway. Well, these ones down to halfway. Which actually is keeping these perfectly full constantly. I don't know how long we can unload for. I don't know. I think I might just have to test this in the live system to get anything like... or maybe what I could do is put some passive infinity chests down here, wire up all of these, tell them they can't do anything. I don't know. I need to think about it. I think I'm going to wrap. I might start the next episode with a quick test of this, but we're going to wrap here. And thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye for now.